One day I slowly woke up, my eyes opening to the dim morning light. I yawned as I got out of bed, but something was strange. Dead silence. No car sounds. No bird song. No human whispers. Only my own breathing, which I could hear clearly. And with each passing moment, a strange feeling of unease crept over me. I slowly walked over to the front door and opened it, expecting to see neighbors and hear the hustle and bustle of life. But I found nothing. The street in front of me was completely deserted, with cars parked in their spots and a few doors open, but no one was there. I stood for a few moments, looking for any movement, but there was only the sound of the wind and leaves fluttering in the street. I started running towards the nearby supermarket, my heart beating fast. I went inside, calling out, "Is anyone there?" But there was no answer. I scanned the place. Everything was in its place as if time had stopped. I grabbed my phone. No signal. I tried turning on the radio or TV, but they had no signal. This silence was becoming suffocating, as if I were alone in an endless void. "Where are you?" I shouted at the top of my lungs, but an echo was the only answer. Panic began to creep in, and I ran aimlessly through the streets. My body was shaking, my breathing was rapid. I couldn't comprehend what was happening. Everyone couldn't have just disappeared. I arrived at the police station, pushed open the doors, and found deserted desks, papers strewn about, and still full but cold coffee cups. I approached the walkie-talkie, grabbed it, and said in a trembling voice, "Can anyone hear me?" But there was no response. I looked around, a shiver running through my body. The place was unnaturally quiet. Even the overhead light was flickering suspiciously. I sat on the roof of a tall building, staring out at the dark city. I had never seen the stars so clearly before, but they weren't beautiful, they were frightening. For the first time, I realized what a world without people looked like. The loneliness was suffocating, heavier than anything I had ever imagined. I tried to keep myself busy. I gathered food, started the car, went into a store, and took what I needed. For a moment, it seemed fun, like I owned the world. I jumped on a table, laughed, but it was a short laugh, then a heavy silence. This isn't fun. This isn't normal. As I was walking around, I saw a phrase written on one of the walls. It hadn't been there before. I stepped closer, my heart pounding. The phrase was clear. "You are not alone." I felt a sharp shudder. Who wrote it? And when? I quickly looked around, but I saw no one. I began my search for anyone, following mysterious signs drawn on the ground and walls. They led me to a specific place. I arrived at a building with an open door. I hesitated for a moment, then slowly entered. The place was dark. Suddenly, I saw a shadow quickly passing behind me. I froze in place. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. I slowly walked towards the source of the voice, my breath caught. At the end of the hallway, there was a mirror. I approached it, and when I looked, I saw new writing. "You're next." I felt a cold shiver run down my spine. I turned very slowly, my eyes widening then.